Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Firstly, can I completely apologise for not bringing you two videos last week. I know that I missed out on Thursday and Saturday. Saturday I did have a blog hop on my blog, which was obviously a card that I had made, but sadly no tutorial. Life just got in the way. I've been so busy in the day job, and before I knew it, I had just run out of time. I was called in to do extra shifts, and you know, I've got to pay for my goodies somehow. So I then did some extra shifts, and before I knew it, I just run out of time. So I do sincerely apologise. I hope you've tuned back in today to see what I've got in store for you this week. I do have some really beautiful products to show you. Hopefully I've done them justice in the projects that I've made. As you can see, today is my triple tea light box. Gorgeous mosaic suite that I've used here. Triple tea lights in this cute little box. And I just think it's so sweet. I love this DSP. It's got such a fabulous texture on it. It's not catching. There you go. It's got such fabulous texture. These beautiful faceted flowers are just so pretty. I love them. And as you can see, this would make a great thank you gift. Just a really simple little thank you on the end there. So I'm going to show you how to make it. Now I'm going to apologise again because I have to use my trimmer because some of the measurements are in 1/16 of an inch because of when you make the wrap for the box. So I do apologise, and I know there's a little bit of a issue around that, so I am going to apologise straight off. So to start off with then, you're going to need 2 pieces of DSP, one for your box tray for your tea lights to sit in, and then one for the actual wrap, as I call it. Okay, so I'm just going to use the trimmer anyway because it's going to be easier. So for your box tray, if you like, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 6 inches by 3 inches. That's 15.5 by 8 centimetres, and we're simply going to score at 3/4 of an inch on all 4 sides, which is around 2 centimetres. And as I say, I'm apologising for using my trimmer. It's quicker and easier for this one, and it certainly is going to be easier when I come to doing this one. So, starting off with our tray for our tea lights, we're going to fold and burnish all of those pretty score lines. And then as we do, we're going to cut our little squares in the corners to create our tabs. Now, you will notice when I've done this one that I've cut my tabs this way so they stick out to the side instead of going that way where I would cut that way. It just makes this a little bit stronger when you come to be pulling the drawer forward and in and out. So I'm just going to give these all a little trim. So if you think of it as having the long side facing you, or you could think of it as having the tabs facing outwards as opposed to up and down. That's sort of my theory anyway, or my logic, which is never usually that clever. Okay, so there's your basic tray. You then need to pop some adhesive on these pieces here. It's entirely up to you what you go with. I'm going to actually use some tear and tape today just because it's quicker and easier, and yes, I could use Tombow, you could use Fast Fuse if you still have any. Anything really. As I say, I'm just going with tear and tape just because I find it a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm simply going to pick the backing off, and as you know, we make up our basic box. Okay, take the backing off. And then on our other end, we're just going to grab our 1/2 inch circle punch and just take a little notch out of there. And then we can seal this end of our tray. So just put those ends together. And I'm afraid it is a bit, again, doesn't show up massively dark on here, but it is very grey and dreary outside, and it keeps raining, and every now and again a really dark cloud goes over. So 3 tea lights sat in our little tray, pop that to one side. Now we need our wrap. So my cardstock for my wrap is 5¼ by 5¼ That's randomly 15 centimetres by 13.5. I don't know why the centimetre one isn't a square. I have no clue. I have made it up in centimetres. I have it in my bin. Do I have it in my bin? I don't actually know anymore. It's in the bottom of the bin, I think. But I did make it up in centimetres and it does work. So, you know, I don't understand that. So 5¼ by 5¼ 15 by 13.5. On one side, we're going to score at 3/4. Okay, that's the piece that folds across the bottom and seals. Just there, we've got the open end, the sealed end. And then we need to score our long side. Have your score line across the top, it does make it a bit easier. So we're then going to score at 1 9/16. I'm sorry for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's the very small line after 1½ inches. So 1 9/16. Then randomly 2¼ 3 3/4, and then again 4 9/16. Bizarre, I know, and that looks odd as well, but anyway, everything I'm doing today just doesn't seem to work right. So in centimetres we would be looking at 3.9, 6, 10.2 and 12.2. As always, the measurements will be on my blog, so if you need to refer back to them, you can do. So fold and burnish those score lines. Then the bottom, the longer parts are the bits we're keeping, if you like. So the small squares we're going to cut and then cut some wedges. Oops, come on. Same again for this one. And then this very last one here, we're going to cut away completely anyway. So you're left with that. Then we need to add adhesive. So again, I'm going with my tear and tape here, and I'm using garden green, just in case you were wondering. So tear and tape across the tab, which will sit there. Then you want 2 small pieces, whoops, on the tabs, and you'll see why in just a moment. Oh my days, come on, thank you. So a little bit there, and then a little bit here. And then we're going to flip it over, and the middle long one, that needs to have adhesive on the back of it. So again, just going in with some tear and tape across that middle one, just there. Okay, so obviously before we start gluing this together, we want to add our DSP and our pattern on the top. Again, it's the one with the 2 slim panels either side of it that will be the top. So to start off with, I've got a layer of cardstock, and this is 4¼ by 1¼ inches, which is 11 by 3.5 centimetres. And this is crushed curry that I'm using on this one. So that will sit on there. And then the beautiful Mosaic DSP, can you see how it glitters? It's because that glints, because it's got I don't even know what the word is now. But yeah, it's so pretty. And so your DSP is going to be 4 inches by 1 inches, which will be 10.5 by 3 centimetres. So I'm going to pop that on there. Now I'm going to fasten my box up because my decoration can go on afterwards. And as with all of my boxes, I put my lid on. I can fold it over now because those tea lights will keep the box shape anyway. fold this over. I'm going to use these little tabs to make sure it's level with the bottom so it doesn't, you know, slide. And then simply wrap the top bit over, make sure it's lined up. There we go. That's that part done. And I've just realised that I've put my tray in, tray in the wrong way, because that thumb end needs to be the opening end. Silly me, and I've now got wax on my thumb as well. And then we just need to take the backing off the little tabs. Take those off there. And so the bottom piece will then come up there, and then take the back off the top piece that you've already done and fold that down. And there's your little box. I don't know why it's gone all skew-whiffed here, craziness. What I did find when I made this one was that if you use the tea light inside, oh crumbs, that is a good fit. If you use the tea light that's inside, it kind of helps you stop ripping the cardstock. Okay, and obviously after one or two little plays, it should start to run. Oh my days, sooner. I'm not having a good day today with this, honestly. Right, let's decorate it, shall we? That might be the easier part. So, some beautiful, very vanilla cardstock here. And then I want my garden green. I've got my faceted flowers, just a few left. Good job I have another one. And I am just going with the thank you, the simple thank you. Pop that on my block. And then I have my garden green. Just stamp that on there. And then I have, just give that little clean. Where is it? There it is. My classic label punch, which fits beautifully on this. And as you will see, I've pushed it slightly to this end to fit that gem on. There's that. And then, oh, here they are. So I'm going to add some mini dimensionals. And I've added one right underneath where that flower will go, because it will be a little heavier, that end. And then I just want to add my sentiment, and I think I'm going to put this one at the top here, because if I put it in the centre, it's going to hide the pattern and then you won't see any of it. And I'm going to go, oh no, I'm going to go with a terracotta tile one this time. There we go. And those are my tea light boxes. I hope you like them. Thank you for bearing with me. I'll bring you another lovely project on Thursday. Hope to see you then. Bye.